as we go.
Not toward the pink umbrella, away from the umbrella. Toward Juliana. Yeah. Oh, is anybody there? Okay,
let's see.
We got the computer up and going now.
So obviously they'll respond. No
Okay.
one's gonna say it.
They can't type in it?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I know they want to.
Yeah. It's all yeah.
Okay. Welcome to our Good Friday Poetry Tea Time.
That's okay.
It was a little tricky getting it set up, but I think we're settled now. Okay, so if you're there, just go ahead and say hi. Type something in there to make sure that we're actually connected.
Someone's in. You got 2 people. Who are they? Who are you? Show up.
You say your name or type your name.
It's like us.
It's just us.
No, Aubrey Cook.
Hi! Who else is there? I want to make sure everybody got in because this is, for most of us, it's the first time doing a YouTube live.
Well, you'll see how this. Now someone else just.
Okay, so if you just joined us, just go ahead and say hi so we can make sure that we know that it's actually connecting. Okay. If you know how to say hi, I know we're used to Zoom now, so we're probably saying hi to the screen, but actually type in hi.
Because we can't see you.
We can't see you.
Or
Okay.
here.
Yeah, so go ahead and just type in hi. We should probably be able to see your name when you do that, so we'll know that you're able to see it and hear it. You're the experiment. This is the experiment poetry tea time.
Joy Kugler's there.
Katie, hi! Thanks for waiting. It took a few minutes to get the computer to respond, but now it looks like we're set to go. Well, okay. So what we do every Friday, we kind of have our own little tradition of poetry tea time on Fridays. And typically what we do is, lately we've been reading through some of our A.A. Milne. It's when we're very young. It's A.A. Milne is actually the author of Winnie the Pooh. And then sometimes we read some poems from a little poem book. And we have a new thing that we've added to our poetry tea time, which is these are math adventures. There's a whole series of these, and they are fun stories. So when it's a holiday, though, we do a holiday-themed poetry tea time. And last holiday was St. Patrick's Day.
Let me know if you need help.
Thank you. And what did we do for St. Patrick's Day? We got all the green that we could find.
And we painted St. Patrick's Day pictures.
You're right. We painted some pictures on canvas. We had Irish breakfast tea. We listened to Irish music and read some Irish poems. So that's what we did that day. Today is Good Friday, so we have a theme for that. We made some hot cross buns, and I'll explain what those are. How about you guys? Does anybody else have tea? Is anyone drinking tea or having any kind of treat? If you are, type it in the box and we can see it. Tell us what you're drinking.
I'm having tea.
Yeah, what are you having, Juliana?
Irish breakfast tea.
Irish breakfast tea. And is that your favorite?
Yes.
Yeah. She has it almost every Friday. How about you, Christina? Do you have the same?
Yeah, but it's not my favorite.
It's not your favorite. What's your favorite? What's your favorite tea?
Yeah, white pomegranate.
White pomegranate. I think one of my favorites is chai. Chai tea. Okay, let's see. Has anybody typed in what you're eating or drinking? Yeah. So we have Katie, we have Aubrey. Who else? Who else is there? This is our first time. Us. Yeah, this is our first time doing this live video. So we wanted to see, we're experimenting with you. You're giving us practice here. Okay, well, if you know how to type in there, just go ahead and say hi. Aubrey's having cookies. Did you make them, Aubrey? I know you're a very good baker. Okay.
Oreos.
Oh, Oreos.
That's good too.
That works. Juliana likes, what do? You twist it off and then you lick off the frosting?
No, I don't like that.
No.
Anymore.
Not anymore.
It's too sweet. I like it without the frosting. Just,
Without the frosting. Okay.
yeah. I like the cream. How Aubrey made them.
But I don't think you made the Oreos?
No. Aubrey
Oh.
made the cookies.
Oh, you made the cookies. Oh, Katie's eating Oreos. Oh, yum. Okay. So what we made here is
Can make Oreos.
you can make Oreos. It would take some time. Yeah, sure. Just walk over there. She's gonna get some more water. So for hot cross buns, some people make them for Good Friday. There are different parts of the hot cross buns that have meaning. So inside of the hot cross buns, there is some seasoning, some spices, cinnamon, ginger, and nutmeg, and those represent the the spices used to embalm Jesus at his burial. Also, there's a cross, as you can see, made with the icing. Mama Shucks, hello! You're drinking tea. What kind of tea do you have? What kind are you drinking? We're drinking Irish breakfast tea. So that's what we have. We have our hot cross buns today. We have it very simple.
Kristen, nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
So Christina's getting a little bit more tea. Okay. So Good Friday. Does anybody know what we celebrate on Good Friday?
Nice.
If you can think of it, go ahead and type it into the box. Let's see what we know.
Maybe you should grab a keyboard and have it next to you and you can respond to people and talk to people.
Sure.
That's normally how it's done.
Okay. So Good Friday. Let's see if you know what Good Friday is. What do we celebrate with Good Friday? Think. Are you asking? Are you asking your moms?
Is it?
Good Friday. Well, today's Friday. What's on Sunday? Easter, Resurrection Day, yes. Okay, so Good Friday.
Sorry.
Good Friday is, let's see. Mint watermelon and jasmine green tea. Ooh, that sounds delicious. Okay, so Good Friday, it's a Christian holiday, and we're celebrating the anniversary of the crucifixion of Jesus Christ. Christians believe that Christ was the Son of God who came to earth to die and take people's sins away. The Bible says that he rose from the dead 3 days later on Easter Sunday and ascended to heaven. And Christians started observing Good Friday on the 4th century AD. In other countries, Good Friday is known as Long Friday, Silent Friday, or Holy Friday. Okay. Now we have a poetry tea time guest today. We're going to welcome Jaden Rodriguez. Christina, can you move over one seat, please? He is going to present a poem. No, Jaden's going to sit here because then he'll go, and then you can take the seat again. He's going to sit here. Welcome, Jaden! Okay, so Jaden's going to recite a poem. It's called The Everlasting Mercy, and it's written by John Masefield. He was a poet, an English poet and writer born in 1878. Okay, Jaden?
The Everlasting Mercy by John Masefield. O Christ who holds the open gate, O Christ who drives the furrow straight, O Christ the plow, O Christ the laughter of holy white birds flying after. Lo, all my heart's red field, red and torn, and thou wilt bring the young green corn divinely springing, the young green corn forever singing. And when the field is fresh and fair, thy blessed feet shall glitter there, and we will walk the weeded field until the golden harvests yield. The corn that makes the holy bread, by which the soul of man is fed, the holy bread, the food unpriced, thy everlasting mercy, Christ.
That's great. Stay there for 1 second. Okay, so other than it being about corn, because obviously that was a metaphor used in that poem, can you think about what that poem is about?
Is it Jesus?
Yes, Jesus is that. So think about what that poem is about. Think about it for a moment. I'll give you a moment to respond, and then we're going to read it he's going to read it one more time. So think about the words, all my heart's field, red and torn. And then he starts to talk about the young green corn. And then he's talking about a harvest that's yielded. And then the soul of man is fed. So we went from a heart's field that's red and torn to then a soul of man that's fed. Okay, can you think of that? Anybody, girls, can you think of what that means?
I don't know.
So if your soul is torn and red, and then we talk about the soul of man being fed. Anybody have any ideas? Okay, he's going to read it one more time, and then we'll see if you get it. Okay, go ahead.
O Christ who holds the open gate, O Christ who drives the furrow straight, O Christ the plow, O Christ the laughter of holy white birds flying after. Lo, all my heart's field red and torn, and thou wilt bring the young green corn. The young green corn divinely springing, young green corn forever singing. And when the field is fresh and fair, thy blessed feet shall glitter there. And we will walk the weeded field until the golden harvests yield. The corn that makes the holy bread by which the soul of man is fed, the holy bread, the food unpriced, thy everlasting mercy, Christ.
Great, thank you, Jaden. Okay, Christina, you want to sit here so you can see? Okay, that poem was written in 1911. No, because it will sparkle. It will. It's okay. We'll hear it in a few minutes. We only have a few minutes left. Okay, so that was written in 1911, and it's about a man who has turned from sin to his faith in Christ. So that was our Good Friday poem. And then, now, you know what you can do, actually? You can take a different cup, heat it up in the microwave, and then you can transfer it. Or you can just why don't you pour it back in the pot and then turn on the fire? Okay, we're live here. Okay, we have the Fowlers. Hey, guys. Yeah, you just found us. Yay! Okay, so we just introduced our Poetry Tea Time, what we normally do, which poems we often read, but this week is a special week because it's a holiday. It's Good Friday. So we went over some of that. Our second Poetry Tea Time guest is Christopher Rodriguez. Is there a Christopher around? Okay, Christina?
No, I think he's out of town.
Hi, guys.
Great, come welcome. Yeah, sit here so we can see. Okay, so Christopher is going to share something from Shakespeare. Do you know that Shakespeare alluded to Easter and Good Friday in some of his plays? Well, here's my question to you. Who was Shakespeare? If you know who Shakespeare was or what he did, type it in the box or type it on your computer. Let's see if you know who Shakespeare is.
I thought you said, who is Shakespeare?
Who is Shakespeare?
No, like.
Yeah. Oh, are you here?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. Is anybody Shakespeare? Is Shakespeare listening? Okay, so if you can hear us, go ahead and type in if you know who Shakespeare was. What did he do? William Shakespeare. Okay. He was a playwright. Thank you, Katie. Yes. Okay. So Shakespeare lived from around 1564 to 1616, and that was many years ago. They don't actually know his official birth date, but they do have the day he was christened in the church. So they guess that it's around 1564, April 26th, this month. He's considered to be, by many, the greatest writer in English language. He is also one of the most influential. Through his works, he is credited with introducing nearly 3,000 words to the English language. In addition, his works are the second most quoted after the Bible. Now, he would take words that were spoken, and he was the first to put it into English language. Doesn't mean he invented 3,000 words, but they do credit him with minting, coining, and inventing around 422 words, such as, think about your world, your life without these words. Admirable, amazement, bedroom, bump, cheap, cold-blooded, cold-hearted, defeat, downstairs, freezing, lonely. So imagine not having those words to describe how you're feeling. Thankfully, Shakespeare came around and fixed that for us. Okay, so Christopher is going to share little excerpts from some of his plays. Good Friday is, as we know, for those celebrating it, we think of it as a very important moment in our calendar, in our Christian calendar. And it reminds us of the intense human drama that marked the end of Jesus's earthly life. There's loneliness, there's desertion, denial, interrogation by state and officials. There's mockery, beating, and one of the most painful deaths. So Easter and the events that led up to it provided a lot for Shakespeare to pull from for his plays. So the season of Easter, you can find a lot of the references in most of his, or they're usually in his history plays. So Richard II, he's the first excerpt that Christopher's going to share is from Richard II, where he's giving away his crown. He looks around him for support, but finds himself deserted. Okay, Christopher, can you please read the first one?
All right. Just the first one?
Just the first one, and then I'll...
Yeah, I well remember the favors of these men. Were they not mine? Did they not sometimes cry, all hail to me? So Judas did to Christ, but he in 12 found truth in all but one. I, in 12,000, none.
Okay, it's from Richard II. Thank you. Now, a few lines later, we hear Richard identifying himself with the events of Good Friday. Okay.
Nay, all of you that stand and look upon, whilst that my wretchedness doth bate itself. Though some of you with Pilate wash your hands, showing an outward pity, yet you, Pilates, have here delivered me to my sour cross, and water could not wash away your sin.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Christopher. That's all we had from Shakespeare today. Thank you, Christopher. Okay. There's also another moment when characters who are facing up to extreme suffering either allude verbally to Jesus' own suffering or visually echo it in dramatic terms. For example, Richard, the Duke of York, being taunted, mocked, and tortured by Queen Margaret on his molehill Golgotha, in The True Tragedy of Richard, Duke of York, and the good King Henry VI, Henry the Sixth, Part 3. She puts a paper crown on his head and wipes his brow with the blood-stained napkin of his own son. So Shakespeare brought Good Friday and Easter to the play, to the stage. Now, that's all I have for Good Friday. I said I was going to keep it short, and it's pretty short. But I do want to let you know that next Friday we're going to start a theme, and it's a spring theme of our poetry, for our poetry tea time. It's going to be Beatrix Potter. So Beatrix Potter, hey, are you alive there? Looks so serious. She said she can't wait. Beatrix Potter is one of our favorites. We've read her stories throughout the years multiple times, and it's been at least a couple years since we've read Beatrix Potter. So we're going to start with The Tale of Peter Rabbit next week. So this little book here, you can see it clearly. To me, it looks fuzzy. This little book,
Backwards for them.
was it backwards for you? Was given to me when I was 2 years old by my grandmother. So we're going to start Beatrix Potter. We'll read, for the next 8 weeks, we're going to read Beatrix Potter stories. So if you want to join us next Friday, we're going to start with Beatrix Potter. We'll read a story. We'll have some tea and some treats. And we'll also do a craft. I'm going to, in the notes for this video afterwards, I'll put some links. And one of the links will be a template for bunny ears. So you can print these out. And you can either put them on cardstock or construction paper. If you don't have those, just do regular printer paper. The only thing you're going to need is just to have one more sheet of paper for the band that will go around your head. So when you come, you can make some bunny ears. And you can have some markers or glitter or glue or anything you want to do to decorate your bunny ears. And we'll read that. Oh, also, if you have a little notebook, we'll make a bunny book. And we can decorate the front of that also, because we can put some things in there as we read the story. Maybe draw a picture based on what we're hearing, or some fun words, or anything you want in your bunny book. I'm going to be using this. Some of you may have seen this. This is the Beatrix Potter Book Club organizer that I put together a few years ago. So we're just going to go through that. You don't have to have it, but if you do have it, then you can just, this is a good time to use it. So we're going to read the stories. Let me give you the order of the stories. The Tale of Peter Rabbit, The Tale of Benjamin Bunny will be the following week. Then we'll read The Tale of Mrs. Tiggywinkle, The Tale of Jemima Puddle Duck, The Tale of the Flopsy Bunnies, Tale of Tom Kitten, Tale of Mr. Jeremy Fisher, The Tale of Mrs. Tittlemouse, and that will be the 8 stories that we'll read for the next 8 weeks. So we'll have some treats, some crafts, and some fun stories. And what else? Oh yeah, so I told you I'd put some links in the description for this video afterwards. Also, let me tell you one more thing. Christopher and Jaden have blogs. So if you ever want to see other things that they are writing about or doing, I know Christopher's already put quite a few blog entries in there. I'll put that link in there also. Just didn't Joanna wants to tell me something. Yes. I think you don't have anything? Okay. All right. That's all for now. Bye, guys. Oh, wait. Who else came? Oh, Aubrey said she was responding about Shakespeare also. Thanks for coming. I hope you have a great weekend. And I'm sure we'll be spending a lot of time indoors, but I'm sure we'll also be able to go out if it's not raining as often. But thanks for joining us. Kept it short and sweet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, what's that?
Katie would like the hot cross bun recipe. Yes, I can put that. I did get a little creative. I found an easy way. I took pancake batter, some mix, and I just added the seasonings. It was the cinnamon, ginger, nutmeg. Then I added egg, milk, water, and vanilla. Mixed it up. It's pretty easy. The icing is just powdered sugar, some lemon zest, a little bit of milk, and what was it? Vanilla. But I can put that in the notes too, so you can make it pretty easy. All right. Thanks, guys. I can't see your faces, but I can see your comments, and I am so excited to know that you're there. We're having tea together, and that we're celebrating this weekend together. Okay, guys. We love you all. Talk to you soon. Bye.